I went to the game yesterday. Beautiful day. Just an absolutely beautiful day. And Clayton Kershaw and the Dodger home white, on a beautiful Southern California day in that old ballpark. It gives you all the baseball feels,
Yeah.
And then facing a really tough top of the lineup. That Brewers lineup of Kane and then Yelich and then so on and Braun, that is a very potent top three. And Kane had Kershaw's number yesterday. He got on base to start the game, and then he hit a no doubt about it extra base hit to bring in the first Brewers run, and that's all they could get against Kershaw. That's it. That's all they could get against him was that one run, and that was the difference in the game because eventually the Dodgers got to the Brewers reliever starter.
Yes.
I mean, I have never seen anything like this before. We're sitting there. Miley walks the leadoff hitter, Cody Bellinger, the star of the game 14 and a half hours before. And Miley walks him on 5 pitches and out walks Craig Counsell. And as soon as he hit the top step, the Brewers manager, he's motioning to the pen. And we're all looking at each other like, well, what? Out comes Woodruff into the game, and this is the kid who homered off of Clayton Kershaw in game 1. And everybody's talking about how, okay, Miley just was pitching to the leadoff guy, and that's it. And everyone's saying, well, Counsell got one over on the Dodgers because their lineup is set for a lefty, and now here comes a righty, hard-throwing righty, and suddenly now we're in an analytics cat-and-mouse game world? And I guess maybe, Dave Roberts saw through it because if that's the gambit, then he threw a left-hander to start in the batter's box. You know what I'm saying? So Miley's out there to screw over a Dodger lineup that's going to be filled with righties because that's the way they platoon it. And yet the first batter of the game was a lefty. And the third batter of the game was a lefty. He had Muncy third in the lineup. So either Robert saw it coming, sniffed it out, or what was the ploy? I don't get it.
I don't know. What's funny is, obviously, you were at the game. On the broadcast, they showed a Wade Miley pitching montage, kind of highlight reel from game 2 after he walked the batter. And then they come back from the package and Counsell's making the change. So and Joe is like, what?
What's going on?
What's going on?
So we're all sitting, Dodger fans are like, oh, now we're screwed. People around me are like, now Counsell pulled one over on us. And I'm like thinking to myself, is that what baseball's come to right now? Is fans are like, yeah, we're in the hole here because we've been out cat and moused in an analytics game. I don't like it. So I tweeted out from the spot, I'm like, Counsell may have made this move, and sure, he might have the upper hand now, even though there's a couple lefties in the lineup. But October's the month of Sid Bream and Frankie Cabrera and the Brian Doyles of the world. Remember from the Yankees? Second baseman who had a great 78 World Series, and that's what Octobers are about, are guys that you've never heard of before. Would those guys ever gotten in the game if their exit velocity wasn't good enough? Pitchers who have won great October games in the past that you wouldn't expect, would their spin rate have kept them on the bench or yanked them after one batter? I thought to myself, this has got to lead to a great old gen stat. Don't hit it just yet because we're towards the end of the hour. But coming up before we get to Plesac, a great old gen stat based on the fact that Miley's now going to be the starter of a Game 5 and Game 6 of the same playoff series. Believe it or not, that has happened before. And we have seen somebody face just one batter as well and get taken out of a game before, but for completely different circumstances.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.